Hey, hey, my butterflies. What's up? It's your girl, Kiexiza Rodriquez, better known as Dymond Butterfly, and you are here for my very first solo podcast behind the Eye of Kie. And of course, as life would happen, we are mobile today. So you're going to get to travel with me as we chat. We do have a guest, the fabulous, wonderful, gorgeous, talented NBS Malay is going to be my very first guest. I cannot wait to introduce you guys to her. But in the meantime, in between time, we are rolling. We are on the road. Fabulous Springfield, Massachusetts. Not much to see right there, but hey, we're just out and about. So I am, if I can get this to work, because we are on our mobile today, not on the laptop, or I know where everything is. But that's okay because I figured it out. So we're going to let you hear some music and then we're going to get right back to business.
No need for words, our minds speak in tongues only our bodies understand. The language of a forbidden land. The language of a forbidden land. Champagne and slow music are usual to set the mood, but not tonight. Not tonight. I have something different in store for you. Something different for you. Open the door. My body is yours to explore. You hold the master key. You're all I want and need. I'm all yours. Let your clothes hit the floor. Been on my mind all day. Whatever you want, it's okay. I'm fresh out the shower, still glistening. Body dripping from the water. Body's dripping. Legs shaking with anticipation. Your skin on my skin. Your hands on my thighs. Your lips on my lips. Caressing me. Feeling your eyes, you've won my body eternally. No need to be discreet. Enter me, feel me, control me, thrill me. Hands on my waist, hold me in place. I accept all of you. Take your time, we have all night. Slow and steady, boy, please this body right. Overcome with emotion. Explosions emerge, my pity is purring, the sheets are so soft. I'm ready for round 2, but I'm awakened. It was just a dream. Damn, I hate reality.
Hey! So, welcome. It is. Oh, I got something in my pocket. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The music is playing again. Hold on.
It's like,
there we go. Hi, beautiful.
hello. How you
Thank-
doing?
I am wonderful, and I am so honored for you to be sharing this monumentous occasion with me.
Me too. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm very excited.
Of course, you give back so much to everyone. I am honored to give you this opportunity to shine and to, just grow and tell everybody about you, who you are, what you do. You are entangled in so much. You are an author, you are a singer, you are a songwriter, you are a promoter, you do shows, you're an actress. What don't you do?
I don't know. I really don't know. I have to think about that for a little bit. There's some stuff. I don't know. When you give it to me on the spot like that, I'm like, I don't know what I don't do. I started to be like, well, I'm not a dancer, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I just did something this weekend, so maybe.
Yes, and model. I was looking at your YouTube page earlier today, and I'm like, wait, she's done some paint modeling as well.
Yes.
I'm like, we could just keep adding to your resume.
Oh my goodness, I do. I try. I
Listen, there is nothing wrong with a lengthy resume.
I try to use as many of my talents as I can because I am an entrepreneur. So I try to use as much as I can to make as much money as I can because
I know that's right.
I ain't got no money like that, and I'm looking.
Uh-oh, I think you hit the mute button.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? No, you know what these phones, the microphone is at the bottom. So if I put the phone down, it covers the mic. It's so annoying. But anyway, let me just
Yeah.
remember that for the future. But I was saying in the future, I'm looking to be financially stable. So I have to use as much as my talents as I can in order to, get there.
Right. I,
Yeah.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So how did NBS Malay come to existence?
Okay. So you mean like the name or just me, period?
Just you, period. How did you go from normal you to, that budding idea? Like, where did it first start where you knew you wanted to be more than who you were before?
Um, your phone is kind of skipping, but I heard what you said. Um,
Okay.
Well, I did grow up in the church. As you know, many people that come up in the church do get that sense of, hey, I got to be out there and do something to be a leader or to be something in the community or to be bigger than what I can see myself as. So it started in church. I started singing in the choir when I was younger, and then I knew when I was seeing other people lead the choir and stuff, I was like, hey, I want to lead the choir one day, or I want to be able to sing my own song one day, and so then um I would try to get lead parts in the choir and everything, but I was just a little girl. So they wasn't really like looking at me like that, like, hey, she's gonna lead the choir today or whatever. So basically what I did is me and my sisters and a couple of other kids, well not kids, well girls that were around our age in the church, we did get together and we made a group called the Voices of Angels. And we were in the church and we were singing our own songs or singing covers of gospel songs. And we would go and present it in front of the whole church. And we were really happy. It always felt really great to be up there and to have lead parts and to sing and everything. And that was around the time that I used to get really nervous because I really didn't know my full potential. I just knew that I
Hmm.
could sing. I knew I could sing and I knew I was rehearsing and practicing all the time and I just wanted to show somebody.
Right.
So um, so I would be at the church and I would be doing a lot of songs or I would be doing Bible competitions or whatever, just trying to be something.
Right.
Something.
Right.
Like I always knew I was destined for something else, like something bigger than, just sitting there not doing anything. So I always created opportunities for myself. So it all started in church and then I started going to different open mics. The first open mic I went to was Daryl Moss's open mic when he used to do it downtown Springfield. I forgot what the name of the place was called, but whatever. At this time, I was doing stuff by myself. I ended up having my son when I was like around 17. So I ended up like moving out my mom's house and everything when I was way young.
Okay.
So, I ended up running into a whole bunch of roads and everything. And then I ended up um I wasn't in the church like that anymore, and I just was outside. And I started doing open mics, and then I had another group. Well, it was a group I joined, and it was called Rain. That was also with my sister and her best friend, who had the same name as her, Tatiana and Tatiana. And we came out. We started going to open mics and doing dances. I forgot we was doing dances. Oh my god, we we was going to open mics, or we was going to Daryl's open mics and doing dances and stuff. And I really don't know what it is about me, or like if it's just I don't know. I really don't know if it's like an energy mix or something. But like I'm just like really the type of individual that really has to be an individual. Like,
Okay.
so I operate differently. Like I like to work all the time or I like to practice when I'm ready to practice and stuff like that. So I have consistency, but my schedules don't usually match with people because I like to do stuff at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. So yeah, so I was already like doing my own thing and everything, and I started the open mics eventually in 2018. But this is how we got to MBS Malay. I know I'm probably going over the question now, but basically
Nope.
that's how we got
Nope.
there.
You are telling us. You are giving it to us.
That's how we got there. So I started going to open mics, and I didn't know what to call myself. I was having radio interviews and everything, and they was calling me Lasia at the time, and I didn't really even have a name at the time. And I guess I started doing like an internet thing, just like talking shit on the internet. I mean, can I cuss on here?
You already did. You already did. It's okay. You
Sorry.
good. Good.
So should I keep the cusses to myself? Let me try to keep it. All right, so- anyway, um, yeah. So basically, I started doing statuses and stuff where I was just speaking true facts and everything, and I will always put hashtag MBS, which means no bull or whatever. So originally, MBS Malay stood for no bull Malay or whatever, and then I was telling my friend, I was like, her name is Chantel. I was telling her like, listen, girl, we can't be out here just calling me MBS Malay. Like we have to have another meaning to it. Like it has to have something more to it. Like give me, like let's work together. I got naturally beautiful. Give me the last word. Like so then we're thinking and we're like smart, and then we ended up getting sophisticated. And I'm like, you're right. You know what? And so basically it wasn't not necessarily just the appearance, naturally beautiful, sophisticated or whatever, because as you know, I dress very provocatively sometimes, but it's really about the mind, naturally beautiful and
Thank you.
sophisticated mind, because I have a lot of experiences throughout my lifetime as everyone else, but I use my experiences to be somebody in life. Like I put it in my books, or I put it in my songs, I put it in my poetry, or I'll go out and I'll speak motivationally or whatever on my experiences and everything. So that's where MBS Malay comes from.
Yes, yes. So see, you have been creative since out the womb. There was no other version of you. We are just
True.
able now to. She has a name. She has a brand now, and that's it. Like this is MBS Malay since out the womb.
Yes, this is
Yes.
true. This is
Oh,
true.
I love that. I love that. So what did you get flack or anything when you transitioned from the church music to secular music?
Oh no. Well, you see, um, I don't know how to say this. People have issues or problems saying things to people's faces. So me, I've always been the type of person where, like, if I'm driving on the highway, I'm staying in my lane. I'm not looking at whatever's around me, or I'm not looking at the blind spot. If it's not in front of me, it doesn't really matter. So there
Right.
was black, but it never came to my face, so I never had to address it. I only heard about different things like this. But pretty much when my friends or anybody comes to me trying to talk junk about what somebody else says, I pretty much stop them right there because I don't like that to poison my mind, because
Right.
sometimes when I do see that person again, like I know exactly who they are. Like, honestly, I pray for discernment. I 100% believe in God and everything. So just because I'm not going to church and everything does not mean I don't still praise God and everything in the moments that I can. I know God loves me. So I pray
Right.
and I always,
Exactly.
yes, and I ask God for discernment. And I always ask him to make sure, I'm protected and I'm not surrounded by people who want to attack me or want me to do bad. But, sometimes people slip through the cracks, and sometimes God wants us to see some things that we have to see in order to learn for our future or to make us a better person. So I have been through many situations where I had lions in my circle, and I had to figure out what I was going to do about it because I really didn't even know who it was or who had issues or who was talking and stuff like that. But that's the thing. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. Like when people talk junk and they have something to say, I completely disregard it and I use it as fuel to keep going.
I know
So,
that's right.
yes,
Right.
that's it.
Right. I love that. I love that. It's I was just talking to somebody this morning about the discrepancy. Well, actually it was my therapist. I just got off therapy before I jumped on here.
That's a
But,
good thing.
listen, that was our topic last week. Mental health important. I am not ashamed to admit that I have a therapist. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
we need
girl,
it. We need it
we need
sometimes.
it. We
I had
need
a
it.
therapist. I had a therapist for a year. Like I feel like it's very helpful until you don't need it anymore. Sorry, didn't mean to
Right.
interrupt you.
Right. Yeah. Don't use it as a crutch. Like
Yeah,
take the tools and learn them, implement them into your life so that you can be able to stand on your own. Like get to that next level. I'm not there
exactly.
yet, but we're gonna get there. We are gonna get
Exactly.
there.
We're gonna
You
get there.
know, we were talking about you know, that discrepancy. I don't want to get into religious talk, but there is
You can
that,
say whatever you want. Go ahead. I love talking about God, so it's okay.
I love talking about God too. I just don't like talking sometimes about God's people,
Okay, go ahead.
because
That's
they
another
make it
conversation for another
hard.
time.
Right. They can make it hard to want to worship God or want to believe in God. Some of the people that are out there being his ambassadors. It's like,
But
God, you
the
need to check
thing,
your
Kai,
ambassador.
it's not even just God's people that discourage people. It's people. Some people see the work that people are doing, and they know what person you used to be in the past, so they use that and they try to apply that to whatever that they can, because people like to dim your light and they like to try to take shine away from you when they know that there's something that you possibly was doing that's different than what you're doing now. You're a different person now, and people, it's not that they're not willing to accept it, but it's because they're jealous and they have ulterior motives. And it
Yeah.
took a lot to learn that. So like, yeah, there's God's people that's doing stuff and that discourage you sometimes, but sometimes it's some people that see you doing God's work and they want to insert their little input to try to pull you down. So
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah. So
know how
how
that
did
goes.
I was going through your YouTube page and you have a ton of content. So y'all need to go and NBS Malay on YouTube, everywhere, just NBS Malay everywhere, and follow her every single place that you can follow her. But
Yeah.
definitely check out and subscribe to her YouTube because she's got videos that go way back. And I was like, oh my goodness. So we were checking out some of those. If I could have downloaded them, I was like, she's gonna kill me if I play this video, so I'm not
No,
gonna do that.
you can play whatever you want. I go back to all those videos. It's not just there. It's there for anybody to watch. But I also go back to my videos so many times to see how I could do better for my future. So I always watch old videos to see how I improved, to see if I did better from last time, to see what I can do for next time. You know.
See, I
So
love
I
that.
don't mind you playing it anytime. Do whatever you want.
Well, we will definitely do that because we are mobile today. I wasn't able to do what I needed to do because I
Yeah.
was like, I should have reached out to her and saw if you had any of them because otherwise I'll have to download it, transpose it to an MP3 to be able to upload it to play it. So I was like, that's okay, but we're gonna play my favorite song. We are gonna do that. I was
Okay.
gonna play the video, but y'all go check out the video on YouTube.
Play whatever you want, or y'all could go play it.
Let me get out of this
Uh,
sweater. Oh my God. Let me wait. We're still in the car. I got to turn the heat off.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, which came, well, obviously we know the musician part of MBS Malay came first.
Nope.
Where did the author part come in?
Actually, the poetry part came first.
Okay.
Poetry came first. So, first was poetry. That started when I was in school and I was introduced to Langston Hughes. I'm not exactly sure if that was third grade. Maybe it was third grade. That was before I started making my own music, though. So poetry came first, and then that's when the music came. Came right after that. Couple years after it, I think. I don't even know exactly what age. I think I was like 10 or 11 when I wrote my first song.
Wow.
I
Okay.
was, I was just talking to someone about this the other day when I wrote my first song. Oh my
Skills
goodness.
much?
Huh?
I said skills much?
It's funniness because I was only 10 or 11. So I'm like, I really don't know why or how I was talking about this. I don't even know what I was talking about. Like, I didn't have no boyfriend. I had like a summer dude that I liked. And then I just started writing about him. I don't know why, but It happens.
Hey. And now here we are at, listen, it starts. I mean, for me, it was poetry too. Poetry was my escape from, the world. I don't even know if I knew it was poetry. I was just writing down things, you know what I mean? I don't know if I
Yeah.
knew it was poetry. I was just writing, and
Yes.
it was my way of escaping. And then as I got older, I got linked up with James Lewis and started doing, shows with him and helping him put like Gumbo Live and D-Moss and,
Oh my God.
Crystal
Yes,
Center
James Lewis.
Brown and all of those people, Brenda's Child, all of
Every
those
time someone
folks.
says James Lewis, I'm like immediately like Woodbury, because I don't never like know my James Lewis. I need his whole name.
Nobody does. Like every time I say James Lewis, they're like, Woo Bear? I'm like, yes. They're like, oh yeah, I
Woodbury,
know him. Woo Bear.
Woodbury.
Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like 23 years later. And before that's how long I've known him. But like people knew him before that and it was always Woo Bear. So it's like that's how people know him. They're just like, Woo Bear guy. Yeah, I know him. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
All
he's
right. All right.
cool. I met him in the beginning of my performance time as well, and when he was doing he still does tastemakers, though, right?
He wasn't doing it for a while and he's bringing it back. So he's in the pro. I think he's done like two so far this year. So he's bringing it back.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I see. When he's doing the radio shows and stuff, he does tag me in it, and I do
Yeah.
show when I can. But yes,
Yes.
um,
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry
So
I did not finish answering your question about the author thing. I started talking about
yeah.
something
So you did the that's okay. We went off on a little tangent. So you
else.
started the poetry and then poetry. When did you like? What made you say I want to write a book or put my
um,
poetry into a book?
I was reading books. I was reading books a lot, and I would write stories or whatever. I would just be randomly writing. I would free write a lot, and it would make me want to do more. So like sometimes I would take diaries and fill them up with novels. Like I would just
Oh
create
wow.
my own stories. Yes, the first book that I ever wrote, I had to be at least 14, and the book was called I Want to Be Real, and it was about a girl who was like in the church, which is what I was doing, going through some really tough stuff. So it was supposed to be fiction, but it was true. And I did give someone in the church the book to read, and I never got it back. um yeah, don't make me start thinking about that because it pisses me off a little bit. Because that was a good story, and it's a true story. So I'm actually in the process of rewriting that. That should be released in January on my birthday. So my first book that I did release, I think I was 15. Um, and this book was, which one was this one called? This book, no, no, no. This was in 2016. How old was I? It was when my grandfather had passed away, and
Oh
I just,
no.
yeah, I had just put a whole bunch of poems inside of a book. It's called Life and Reality. That's what the book was called. Woo! I almost
Okay.
forgot what the name of the book is called. It was a little small little chat book that this is when I first started learning how to publish and release books. And this was a really dumb way to publish my book. I really don't even know what I did, but I just know I went online and I typed my book in and I got it in the mail. But the problem is they're able to sell my book. I can't get nothing from that. So yeah, I don't know what happened to that book, but it's gone. And yeah, that started when I was 15 years old. And then as I got older, that's when I'm like, hey, I need to release a book. I need to release something that's legit and that's mine. And so
Right.
that's when my first book came out. Well, I say it's my first book because it's not the first published book, but it's the first published book from my name, from
Right.
me. Like, the other book, Life and Reality, if you type my name, like it's under my biological name. So I don't really like to put that out there like that because I didn't get to edit this or nothing. Like they just released it and just gave me a copy pretty much. So anyways,
Oh.
yeah, as I got older, um, there was this main book that I was working on that's called I've Been Here Before. That's the first one that I actually released as a self-published book that was globally distributed everywhere.
Okay.
Um, that book is about a girl who was murdered and reincarnated as a boy that remembers his entire past life and spends his new life seeking revenge. my whole point in writing anything at all is basically just to give someone another point of view to something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always judges someone based on the cover of who they are or based off of
Right.
something somebody else told them instead of
Right.
just trying to get to know a person and seeing what they truly are or who they truly are or what they're really like. So my reason for writing this book is a little bit deeper than anybody would even think of. Like a lot of stuff was going on at this time with the trans community.
Right.
And I'm always that person. Like I don't really like to see a person for their colors. Like their color, like white or black. We need to see people true colors, otherwise we won't know who they are. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about more like a race thing. I'm the type of person that doesn't like to look at people like that. Like, so I tried to create a whole nother story so people could see things from another perspective. Like, you don't know why this person wants to dress up like a girl or why this person wants to dress up like a boy. And I try to make it in a type of way where you could see it from certain points of views. Like the boy he was a white boy and he came back as a black girl. and when he came back as a black girl, he would be dressing like a girl. Oh, hold on. Boy, he was running back. Anyways, he's a boy and he started dressing up like a girl. That's what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm so slow sometimes. So much stuff going on in this brain. So, so this book was released basically to generate some type of explanation if somebody needed an explanation. But I'm just that type of
Right.
person that feels like you don't need an explanation to know who a person is. Just get to know them. Get to know them,
Right.
talk to them, open your mouth, say hi. Because sometimes somebody looking mean until you say something to them. So
Right.
that's one really big reason why I started writing books. And that book has another part that's coming out in February. So I released two parts to that book, and the third part, I'm releasing the whole book as a trilogy. So all three books will be in this book in a couple of months that I'm releasing. So just got
Oh,
a new laptop, so I don't got no excuses. Okay.
yes. I mean, people do not understand how time consuming when you are self-publishing that process is. Like trying, like, major people, like, that's their job. They just write. The rest of us, we got to work, we got to cook, we got to clean, we got to take care of ourselves, we got to take care of the kids, we got to take care of our spouse. If
Mm-hmm.
and fit your dreams and goals into maybe little 30-minute micro things. Like every even like
Yes.
people don't understand it. Like, why did it take
Yeah.
you so long to write this book? Like, how many copies did you buy? you know? Like,
Facts.
yeah, when I sell like 100,000 copies, then yeah, I can sit home and just write. Until then, I have to sit down and just write. So we have a question. It says, how do you pivot when you are faced with an adverse moment? So
I,
when you're going through something, something's hit you in the face, or, like I was talking to my therapist today, things go what we call wrong or
mhm.
different than what we had planned. What is what's NBS Malay's go to? How do you focus? How do you redirect? What do you do?
I just focus on one thing at a time. I focus on what's in front of me, the timing of everything. Like if I have a show today and I have rehearsal for that show today and I have rehearsal for another show tomorrow. And like sometimes I'm overwhelmed with a lot of freaking stuff. Like sometimes I
Right.
gotta be from one place to the next place in like 2 hours. So honestly, I don't necessarily think about it. I just know what needs to be done and I just do it. I just do it. So I don't really
Girl.
like think and put an order to anything because if I do that, that's when I become overwhelmed. So I pretty much try to stay positive. Every time I'm positive about something, things mostly go my way. And then if they go wrong, it's easier to handle it because I am being positive about it. And then the situation becomes, easier to complete or whatever it
Right.
is that I have to do. So as long as I'm focusing on one thing at a time, the next one thing after the next. I know I have to write a chapter for this book, but I have to do this and I have to do this next. And I have to bring my son to karate or whatever. Sometimes I'll do three things in 1 hour and then I'm bringing my laptop with me to my son's karate or wherever I am. I'll bring whatever items I have to bring in order to do it. Or you'll see me doing work on my phone. I'll go to a karaoke and I'm typing something in my phone because sometimes I have to do a poem for a school or something like that. So
Right.
I'll do two things at once, and then my brain is everywhere. I haven't officially been diagnosed with ADHD, but I can tell you, okay, I probably have it.
Right. Right.
So
I
I
talk about it with my
can't.
therapist all the time. My mind is always doing this. It's probably why I can't sleep because my mind is always, always going, 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 going. Yes.
Exactly. And there's so much
It's so
stuff.
hard to stay positive for some.
Yeah.
And when you feel overwhelmed or when things don't go as planned, it's hard, but it is a
Yeah.
necessary thing because we can start down that rabbit hole and then we're stuck focusing on the things that didn't go the way we planned, other than the few things, even if it's one thing that went right, like stay on
Yeah.
that one thing and then try to turn it into two. Like I'm at that point right now
Exactly.
where I'm like, um, okay, so here's my six important things to do today. How many can I get accomplished? And at the end of the day, I only got the first one. So instead of beating myself up that there's five things I didn't do, I'm working on, well, being happy that at least I got something done. I got the
Exactly.
first thing done.
That's very important to stay positive. And staying positive. What's very important to that is to acknowledge yourself for the things that you are doing. So I did realize that that was actually causing like a big clog in my brain because I always found myself doing so much stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm still like, oh my God, I still got so much more things to do. And
Right,
like I never give myself grace, or I well, not never anymore, not now. I started like looking at things differently, but over time I realized that giving yourself grace and realizing the different things that you did do and you did complete and you did accomplish and where that's going to, when you're putting that stuff in front of you and reminding yourself what you did and being happy about something that you did, it allows you to do more later because then you're
right,
not so stressed about all the stuff you do have to do later, all
right.
the money you have to get, all the bills you have to pay, when you're giving yourself grace and being grateful for the things that are in front of you. And
Yes.
also another thing that helps me remain positive is I'll do weird stuff like go outside and I'll give people compliments. Especially if I'm in a really, really freaking bad mood, I'll go take a walk outside and I'll go tell somebody that they look nice if they look nice. Or I'll say something nice about somebody. It just makes me feel good. Or I'll go
Right,
to a karaoke and I'll just randomly start talking to strangers, but that's just me. And this is
right.
just something that makes me feel good when you're talking to other people and you finding a reason to smile. That's what helps you remain positive. And yes, you're right. It is really hard to remain positive, especially when you have a 13-year-old. Yes. But I was having a conversation with one of my friends because she has a 16-year-old daughter. So she's going through some really rough things, especially with the society today and the different things that her daughter is learning. So I had to tell her, like, listen, I can't imagine what you're going through, but this is what makes me feel better about having a freaking teenage child. And
Right.
I'm trying to be happy and I can't because the child keeps doing stuff back to back, stressing me out, doing so much stuff. Like, trust me, I know. That's what I'm telling her. And I was like, but the only thing that you could really do is you can pray and you can write about it and you need to do something that actually makes you happy in
Yes.
order to keep moving on in life. Otherwise, she's gonna keep
Yes.
stressing you out every day. You're seeing what she's doing every day. Every day she's doing this, but she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's 16 years old, but you can't keep stressing yourself out about something that she's doing. You need
Right.
to do something that makes you happy so you're not consistently being stuck in the house trying to figure out different ways to make her better. You're doing as much as you can already. Give yourself grace and do something like go for a walk, write something, go record a song, something you always wanted to do. Yes, you're a
Right.
mom, but you also have to take 5 minutes for yourself sometimes. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're not gonna know what to do. So that's
And
something that I had to
oh
learn.
no, go ahead. They don't allow us that grace.
Hmm.
Like you become a parent and society tells you it's all about the child now. And it's like, okay, well, if I'm on E because I'm not doing any self-care and I'm not allowed to do anything that makes me happy, all of my energy has to go. What do I have to give to this child? You can't get in your car on E and go anywhere. You
Mm-hmm.
have to keep your gas tank full in order
Exactly.
to go anywhere. So we have to keep our gas tanks full in order to pour into our children, in order to have the grace and the patience to be able to deal with our children, to deal with our spouses, to deal with life, our bosses, the other employees. Like, we have to take time for ourselves. Like, society has got it all wrong. Listen, self-care is not bad.
Exactly.
It is not wrong. Take care of yourself.
This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, and it took a lot to learn stuff like this because we're such caring people, like naturally as women. So we
Right,
always think that we have to take care of everybody and everything, which we can if we can, but we can't if we're on E, just like what you said. You have to take time and make time for yourself. Otherwise, you can't do stuff for anybody else. Like sometimes that's why I go into my little molds and like my friends don't like me for it, but the I've been learning to be better about it lately. But I'm just like I'm so used to being alone or like isolating myself, especially when I'm going through really tough stuff. Like
right,
last year, like from October to March, I was completely homeless. I didn't have nowhere to stay, but nobody would have known that because they still saw me at these shows. They still saw me doing everything I needed to do. Didn't know that I was going to be sleeping in my car that night. So this is the thing. Like, uh, I don't even remember where I was going with this.
so
I started thinking about
self-care.
that later.
I think self-care. We're talking about self-care, taking care of yourself, and
Yeah, exactly. So, this is the thing. If I sat there and dwelled on that energy and not knowing where I was gonna be for the night or what I was gonna be doing the next couple of months or where I was gonna be or one time my son he even freaking asked me he thought it was like an adventure. So
there
he said,
you go.
so where we sleeping at tonight? Like and we just go to different hotels and just bounce around and stuff. Like I'll sit back and I'll think about it now. And all I can think of is that I'm very grateful because things could have turned out to be a whole nother type of way. Like I used to be completely suicidal and like moments like this would make me want to feel like I didn't want to exist. But this very moment, it made me feel like I needed to push harder. So I'm pushing
Right,
harder and I'm going through this moment in my life where I'm homeless and I don't know what to do. And then eventually my birthday come up. Like I completely forget it's my birthday. I wake up, I got a boot on my car. I don't even know how this happened. I went 30 years, never received a boot on my car. Woke up with a boot on my car. I was not feeling positive at all. I was in a very, very, very tough situation. Oh, this is what I was talking about my friends. And when I'm going through stuff like this, these are the moments where I'm just like, dang, I absolutely can't talk to nobody because nobody's gonna be able to help me. So I was
right.
keeping this to myself and I was remaining in my car and all of this bad stuff was just happening to me. And I woke up with the boot. And then the following day I received a letter and a notice from my son's father talking about he wanted full custody. And so I'm like, all right, listen, this is too much. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I started breaking down to one of my friends. I think I finally told her, and she's like, "Oh, you could come over here anytime you need to sleep over here." And like I started telling different ones of my friends what was going on, and they was doing things to help me out. But
Right,
like sometimes we forget that we have those people around to do stuff like that for us. Like especially me. I'm so used like to being alone into myself. Like I literally been out here since I was probably like 12 years old, trying to make a life for myself and trying to make sure like nobody's taking advantage of me and all that stuff.
right.
Like, so I was going through a really tough period and I was pushing my friends away a lot, not talking to them and everything. But going through that experience made me realize that I really, like, I legit need my friends. I need everybody that I feel like we genuinely love each other. Because if
Yeah.
we don't use each other and we're not reaching out to each other and telling them the different things that we're going through, we're not going to make it. We're
And
not going to
people
make it.
can't help if they don't know. Like, we're so, I so hate the new mantra or whatever it is, especially with women, that we have to rely on ourselves. Don't
Yeah.
trust anybody, don't rely on anybody. And I know they're mostly talking about don't rely on men, but it teaches us to only, if you can't do it for yourself, then you don't need to do it. And I know that was one of the things that I was taught growing up by my uncle. You
Hmm.
know, it was like if you ask for help, you're weak. Like you should be able to do it. Like,
That's how
and
they
a
teach.
lot of us are taught that, and it's so wrong. Like, no, we are not islands. We are not meant to do this on our own, whether it's through
Exactly.
friends or families. And sometimes you have to adjust, you know, who is in your circle. Doesn't mean you tell the whole entire world your business.
Exactly.
You should have that
Exactly.
small circle of trust. And sometimes you have to reevaluate your circle. But
Sometimes you have to reevaluate your circle because you never even know who in the circle is being a square.
right,
I never thought about that. I gotta write a whole new poem now.
right, see, inspiration,
Oh,
inspiration.
that's funny.
But
That
we
is
have to,
funny.
like, we have got to learn it is okay to rely or to reach out, even if you only have one person. Like, you have got to have somebody that you can reach out to, because God forbid something happened to one of us because we thought we had to deal with it on our own. And everybody at the funeral is like, I didn't know. Did she say anything to you? No. Did she say anything to you? No. And
That's
everyone's sitting there like,
exactly.
we could have helped, but we didn't know.
You know, that's exactly that's exactly what we need to talk about more. Because we did just lose somebody last year to suicide. Rest in peace to Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
We did just lose somebody to suicide, and there are people who reach out and they'll get the help, but sometimes demons are just very powerful,
Yeah.
and sometimes stuff just happens and it's out of our control. But yes, if we do utilize people that are around us, and that love us, um, I do believe that we can make a big change, especially with today because suicide, it seems like it's growing. And it seems like
Yeah.
people are really struggling with their emotions.
Yeah.
I completely understand. I
Yeah.
do. And one thing that I'm really struggling with is my 13-year-old, because he is in the generation where they're just ready to end everything like all the
Right.
time. Like I don't even understand. I don't get it. But
I
all I
don't.
can do is focus on what's in front of me and pray and just hope that God holds everything together.
Right.
Cause
Right.
woo, this is crazy. Um,
It, it,
we
it
got a
is.
question. Look at that. We got a question.
Yes. What is your greatest accomplishment thus far?
Speak and eat. Open mic.
And that was
I
where I
would
was
I
going
would
next.
I would very much love to say that pushing through this event for 5 years has got to be one of the toughest struggles that I had to get through. One of the biggest things that helped me show who around me was supposed to be around me and who wasn't supposed to be around me. Speak and Eat gave me a freedom to help other people with a platform to, do their thing. And I love to watch and support other people like 100%. And this is one of the other ways that I can do it, because sometimes I can't make all these shows because I'm trying to also grow my own career
Right.
outside of speaking. It's hard separating that and getting people to realize, like, hey, I would love to be at that show, but MBS Malay has to do something today. And so that's the only way that I can help push the community or whatever, is from
Right.
speaking it. So being there, it's been tough because, like I said, it's hard to separate sometimes all the stuff that I have to do. Then I have a child, and then I have my own bills and my own work that I got to do, and then I also got to buy a lot of stuff for speaking and everything. So it's a lot of juggling that I do have to do for that, and a lot of friends that I had to lose because of that, because
Wow.
of the event and things that didn't go their way with my event or my business and stuff like that. And it's just really hard because you have to 100% stay professional and stay the best you can. And
Right.
this type of business, because it's a performing business, it's so easy to give up because so many people are doing it now. Like when we first came out, um, I don't even think there was any open mics going on at the time. I don't even think Daryl was doing his at that time. It was just Speak and Eat. So when all these other events started coming out, really dope, by the way. But it was just hard to juggle all the different things that I had to do and the different people that was coming around me. I didn't know if they was coming to destroy me or to help me. And there was
Right.
a lot of people that came to destroy me. A lot of people. I can't even explain. People that I never even expected. Uh, People that I never thought would betrayed me over this event. All
Wow.
types, all types of wild stuff. But the thing is to not acknowledge it and to not uh, focus on the things that are there or just designed to take you down. Because this really was a struggle. The 5 years that I had to be there, all the feelings that we was doing at least 3 or 4 events in 1 month sometimes. Uh,
Wow.
a lot of stuff. We was doing a Hartford event, Ansonia event, and we was doing every other Monday in Chicopee, and we was doing
Oh,
Ansonia every
yes.
Thursday at a point. So one time we was actually doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 events in 1 month because we would be doing the
Wow.
Friday events and the Thursday events. So we was doing a lot to spread Connecticut and New York and New Jersey and Springfield. We went to Florida. This
Wow.
this business, people look at it like it's just an open mic that somebody's just throwing. People look at it like
Right.
I've had people attack me and say certain things like, "Oh, you're only doing Speak and Eat because you're trying to gain some type of business for yourself." I don't need Speak and Eat to gain business for myself because before
Right.
Speak and Eat came on, I was already getting business for myself. Speak and Eat is here designed for the community. I don't necessarily gain anything from Speak and Eat,
Right.
but love from everybody that comes and they see what it is and they come
Right.
back and they want to help other people and give them a platform to be on. And I'm not saying that we have the biggest platform or we have the best platform, but we do have a lot of love to give there, and we are a
Right.
family there, and everything is straight good vibes every time we come out. Even the moments where I just know I'm feeling like crap that day, I'll
Right.
come, and the first person that walks in, I'm feeling good. Like it doesn't even matter because it's designed to make you feel better about
It
yourself
most
and as an
definitely is.
artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it most definitely is. And
Yeah.
to the person who said what that said that to you, and what if you was? You know what I mean? And so what?
Yeah.
For promoters, it is a business. So if you are promoting a show, you are building your brand. So,
It's
like,
the brand of speaking specifically, but what they was trying to say around the lines of uh I'm supporting to be supported type. Those
right,
words. But that's not true. But the only thing is, if you're not supporting other people, because, like, yeah, you're right. Even if you're not supporting other people, then you're not going to get as much support as you need. And that you like, because some people are purposely not supporting people. That's not
right,
me. I can't come and
right,
support because I'm at my own shows.
right,
But
right.
I'll
I'm
share a
sorry, I
flyer in
can't
a heartbeat.
support your show because I have a show with 17 artists that are expecting me to be there so that they can perform. So I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's just, I think
Exactly.
people just want a reason to complain, especially in today's society. Like, I've
Exactly.
seen how many posts are out there about, a baby laughing or, dogs playing, and people still, oh, that collar's too tight, or oh, that baby is sitting on your lap wrong. Like, they just need a reason to be negative. You could
Some
post
reason.
a glorious, beautiful, sunshiny day and they would find some reason to hate on that. I don't
Misery.
understand the world today.
Misery. This is the thing. It's the negative posts, the negative comments, the negative anything that gets the most attention. We post
Yes.
something positive. Nobody really wants to see that. Nobody really wants to see anything positive going on at all, unless it's like directly in their face. And then they keep saying this is not going on and that's not going on, but they don't want to come out to see it themselves. Like,
Yes.
for example, like a lot of people, they got so many complaints about the city, but they would never come to a city meeting to help fix the different things in the city. This is the thing. They just find the reasons to complain because they know somebody's gonna agree with them.
Yeah.
And that's how they get attention. Some people just come
Right.
on the internet just to get attention. And
Just to get
that's
attention.
our
Yep.
problem.
That's it. That's it. So with all of your experience and everything that you've done, you know we still have some more things to touch, but you've done a lot. You've been in the business for a very, very long time. So, what advice do you have for young, not even young, I always say young, but just artists in general? Like, if you can give them three top pieces of advice to somebody, either they're thinking about coming out as an artist or they're out as an artist, like, it doesn't matter. Like, just what three pieces, top three
Got
pieces of
you.
advice?
I got you. My number one thing that I like to tell people, because people come up and they'll say that they're nervous. My number one thing that I say is never say that you're nervous. Don't say that you're nervous. As long as you did the 10,000 hours that you needed to do in order to be there, you're going to be all right. You need to put your all in 100%. This is an analogy that I like to use is when you're going skydiving and they take you up to the top of the plane or whatever, you have a choice. The contract is you either have a choice to jump off the plane or they're going to push you. So, my whole idea with this is if you're going and you're performing, you already got your name signed on the list. Okay. So now, are you going to want somebody to push you out there in order to do what you got to do? Or are you going to just go out there and do what you got to do and land on 2 feet? Are you going to land
Right.
on 2 feet or are you going to fall flat on your face? Are you going to soar? What are you going to do? Because now you direct what you're going to do when you're in the air there. So if you're singing this song or whatever, or you've been practicing this song forever, nobody can tell you how that song goes because that is your song. Nobody could tell you what you made a mistake and did because that's your song. You could redirect it and put it however way you want to and don't never notice. So I like
Yeah.
to say, don't be nervous and don't say you're nervous because when you're saying that you're nervous, you're making your brain hear that. Your brain is going to work and do what you're telling it to do. You're telling your brain to act nervous when you're performing or when you're doing whatever you're saying you're nervous about. Now all your brain is saying, "Oh, she said we was gonna be nervous." So I like
Yes.
to say that. Don't say that. Always put
Okay.
positive thoughts out there. I'm gonna do great. I'm gonna be great. I feel good. So once upon a time, I used to wish that there was like only 2 people in the room. Like, let's just do this little 2 people. I'll be all right.
That's my thing. I like to focus on one person.
I
I like to
know,
focus on one person.
right? And then time went on, and I'm like, all right, we want more than 6 today. Okay. So that's my first advice: is don't say that you're nervous. 2, do not allow the things that others say affect you in any type of way. People are going to say all types of things. They're going to say whatever. But the thing is, you are what you eat. That's my favorite saying. You are what you eat. Everybody thinks that means like you are whatever you put in your tummy. That's not what it means to me. To me, it means if somebody is telling you that you're ugly and you listening to that and you only feel like you ugly because of what they said, you ate that. You ate that. You decided to listen to what somebody else said about you. And that's why you're feeling that way about yourself. So
Right.
I really like to tell people, don't listen to the things that people say because people are gonna say anything to take you down. It could be your best friend. Oh girl, you sound crazy. Instead of saying, oh, let's work on this note. I saw some voice lessons here. Maybe we could do this.
Right.
Don't tell the truth. They want you to go out there and look a mess. Or some people don't want you to try at all. So that's something else. Don't listen to the things that people have to say to you. And 3, show up. Show up. Because when you show up, you're showing up for yourself. And I'm not talking about just show up to open mics. Open mics are what makes you better. People downplay open mics. Open mics, you're supposed to go to open mics to make yourself better, to be able
Yeah.
to work through crowd, different people, different voices, and to be able to be in a group of people, talented people that can also tell you where to go, what to do, and how to be better. That's what open mics are for. So not just open mics, I'm talking about karaoke's. I'm talking about any type of event, even if you're not performing at the event, networking events, whatever.
Yeah.
Show
Yeah.
up, go to karaoke's. Even if you're not a singer, go out there and get out of your comfort zone. Because if you don't get out of your comfort zone, you're always going to be in the same spot. You're always going to be stagnant. Like, I was watching this video the other day, of a fish. It was a beach, and there was like a random pond spot on the beach, and the fish somehow got in that little pond spot. It was it must have been like some type of accident that this was created, like some little pond outside the beach. But the little fish was stuck in this little tiny pond, and there was like a little bit of sand in order to get to the other side of the beach. And the fish is just swimming around for hours, don't know what he's gonna do. And so, if this fish did not take a chance and jump over, he probably never jumped a day in his life. He probably never jumped a day in his life. He just probably ended up coming over in a wave inside that little pond. And he jumped over into the sand. And then he ended up getting inside of the beach water to get back inside the water on the beach. My whole
Right.
point to this is if this fish did not step outside of its comfort zone to try to figure out how to get into the bigger land, the area that he was supposed to be in, he probably would have died. He would never
Right.
be able to find no food. He would have been stuck, stagnant. And he didn't even know what was gonna happen when he jumped on the sand. He could have died on the sand, but he didn't. He wiggled his way into the beach. So I like to tell people step outside your comfort zone. The karaoke is big. Karaoke is big and it's fun. You bring your friends out, you'll go out, you watch other people, and you meet a lot of people. It's not even just about doing stuff to just singing. You might be singing somebody's favorite song and they're just like, oh my God, I always wanted somebody to
Right.
do that. It's a reason for somebody to come up and talk to you. Everybody's always trying to figure out how to get better and think that it only happens on the internet by tagging people. You can't just tag people and think that they're gonna come to the event. No, you gotta go out and interact with people. You gotta go out and talk to
Yes.
people. You can't just leave events after you're done performing. You have to stay there. You have to meet people. You gotta talk to them. Tell them where you're gonna be at next time. Give them your
Right.
social media and connect. Everybody just thinks that it's just that simple. Like, I'm just gonna share a video. I'm gonna tag somebody. I'm gonna send them a flyer. No, you have to actually go out and see what these people is doing. You gotta go talk to them because that's the
Yes.
only way to create a genuine connection and to get people to be able to consistently support you and you support them. You have to talk to each other. But everybody's so
Yes.
scared to do that. Everybody want to text. And everybody want to do social media stuff. Nobody wants to talk though.
I'm a texter. I'm guilty.
No,
I'm a
no, you answer
texter.
every time I call you, so you can't even say
Of
that.
course. I mean, I do have those people that I will, but I be like, I'd rather text. My sister hates it too, because she don't like texting, and I be like, I text her every morning, good morning, and she be like, "Will you call me?" I just was saying good morning. That's it. I don't need to say anything else. But like, I just, you could say so
You're
much
good though.
faster on a phone than writing out a whole paragraph in
Facts. But you're
text.
right. Sometimes you just want to send a quick text. But it's not even just about texting. I'm talking like all together anything. It's not
Oh
even
yeah.
just you go out and you talk to people. You go to events, you network, you be
Well, listen, it's
outside.
taken me a while. I go through the fear because I am nervous. I am anxious.
See,
I
you
am
said
sweating.
no,
I am
stop,
sitting
stop,
in the
stop.
chair like
No,
this.
we just talked about this and you're saying
I
everything you're
know,
not
I
supposed to.
know, I know. And my therapist
Yeah.
said the same thing. It's
Even if it
like
was a
I go
past
out,
thing,
but
say
I
I
go
was
anyway and I do
nervous.
it anyway.
You got this. You
Oh,
got this. As much things that like I'm not gonna compare myself to anybody, but as many things that I didn't even know I was capable of doing until I did it, you can do it. You can do it. It's those words. I was nervous. I'm anxious. I'm blah 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 blah. When you saying stuff like that out loud, you can hear you. You
yeah,
can hear you. The vibrations are in the ear. Whatever you say out loud, that's what's gonna apply. That's what's gonna apply to whatever you're doing. Like, and it's not even. It's really. It's all in the words. Words are very powerful. Stop saying you nervous because you're not nervous. You know what you're doing. Just keep rehearsing when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, like a performance or whatever. And when you're not performing, the low moments, even if you're in the car memorizing a poem, doing whatever you're doing, sometimes you can just bust out just saying a poem or a song or something. That's how I memorize stuff, just saying stuff randomly to my friends, like blah blah blah. And they're like, "What?" Blah, blah, blah. It's like me and Jess do that a lot.
oh,
She's funny. She be cracking me up when we're learning the new song. She just comes out of nowhere and she just start saying the words like, "Girl, what you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, that song."
Jess is amazing too.
She be
She
cracking
is
me up.
amazing, amazing. What's your number three?
My number, I did. I gave. I said, don't give up. Don't say you're nervous. And what was the last one I said? It was a middle one. Step out your comfort zone.
Oh, okay. I don't know why
No,
I
no,
had
no. I said, don't give up. Don't give up. Show up. I said, don't give up. Show up. I actually gave a whole bunch. I probably, dang, I gave more than
it.
three,
That's
girl.
why.
I said, don't give up. Show up. Step outside of your comfort zone. And there's something else that I was saying.
Don't say you're nervous. Speak
Don't say you're nervous.
positivity. Yeah.
Keep
So she gave
positive.
a whole bunch. She gave a whole bunch. We're not even gonna go. She gave a whole bunch.
Yes.
All right, so we had another question, which is
Okay.
what drives NBS Malay to be the best she can be?
My child. My child, honestly, Jaden, my child's name is Jaden. He he thinks that I'm famous.
Because you are.
No,
Listen.
but my son, he really thinks everybody in the world knows me. He thinks this. He thinks this. He'll go somewhere and he'll just start saying MBS Malay, blah, blah. And they're like, who's that? He's like, oh, my mom. You don't know my mom? And then, and then he'll tell them my YouTube. My son be getting me followers. He got to be the reason why I got so many YouTube followers because I really don't even push my YouTube like that. I'll share videos here and there. But my son is the one that goes out and tells people, his school members, his teachers. Everybody's like, where's your book? Can I get a book? I'm like, yeah, I got one upstairs. Like, the therapist, like, we want to get to know more about you. And my son has like 4 therapists. So I believe in therapists, okay? My son's therapist is like, oh, we want to get to know more about you. How can we know more about you? Jaden said that you do this and that you do that. And I said, oh, yeah, I got a book for you. I got you. I got to get a book. You can learn a lot about me from this, but be careful.
Be careful. You want to learn more, so be careful what you ask for.
Yes. So honestly, I want to I'm going to be able to give him and myself much more than what I'm expecting in life. I did raise my son to not expect anything, to not have any expectations. So I really don't know what he's going to be like when he gets older, but I do know so far he's doing a great job. He just wants me to do great and I want him to do great. So what motivates me is if I know that I'm doing my best, I know he's gonna do his best. I know he's gonna want to be like his mom, or he's gonna want to be. He might want to be like his dad. Who knows? But hopefully, okay. Hopefully, he won't be like his mama because, um, I believe that I'm changing the world very slowly. Not even trying to be funny or cocky or anything, but I believe that I do have a job to do, and that when I was younger, my grandfather used to tell me that I'm a missionary, and I feel like this is my missionary work. Honestly, bringing people together, doing performances, doing whatever I can do to help spread peace, and that's what I do.
That is
I
exactly
believe that.
what you do. That is like if you have never been around NBS Malay, I'm telling you, if you are in a bad mood, you are no longer going to be in a bad mood. Like her vibe is so, and like you could never tell that she was ever in a bad mood because she is always just like she is right now. She's always smiles. She's always giddy. She's just her on stage. She's always doing this. Like she is doing everything to keep the
Thank
crowd
you.
pumped. She is all about respecting the performer. Like if you've ever been to
Yes.
shows where you're like, why am I even up here? Because y'all not paying me any attention. She don't go for that. Like she's like, listen, y'all came here to see a show, so let's respect the person
Respect the
on the
mic.
microphone.
Facts.
Like all
'Cause it's
day. Like
hard
she
for
is
people to
for
get
her
up there
artists. It
sometimes.
is. It's so hard. So listen,
Yeah.
we are gonna take a listen to my song, your song, my favorite song, the first song I ever heard from You Into You by
Uh-huh.
MBS Malay. This is like
Hey.
everybody knows this song. If you know MBS Malay, you
Yes.
know
Shout
this
out to
song.
Macway real quick.
So we're gonna take a listen and
Yes.
then we're gonna come back and talk a little bit more.
Okay. You want me to lip sync it?
Hey, you can sing over You. Go ahead.
I'm a lip sync. Okay, I need a microphone. Hold on.
You give me everything I wanted. Something real
into you.
This is usually like the freestyle part.
I know, right? Exactly.
So y'all make sure that y'all go check out MBS Ballet. I would say wherever you stream music, she got something for you. Go check her out on YouTube as well. NBS Malay. You see her name right there. That's how you spell it. That's how you say it. Go check it out. She's got the video for this song.
There.
Right there. Yeah, yeah. Big Frank says, dope. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for tuning in. We appreciate you. So, I remember, as somebody who has been on both sides of this artistry, behind the scenes, putting on shows and being the artist that is on, what are some of your pet peeves that you notice?
Pet peeves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me think for a second.
Okay.
Where? And where at?
Okay, so just pet peeves, like as an artist, what are your pet peeves for being the artist at a show? And then on the flip side, as somebody promoting or putting on a show, what are your pet peeves from that end? So you get it, we get a two-sided thingy over here. So like what really, they call bugs your button.
I got you. Okay. So you know what I really can't stand? No, not the mic. Oh my God. That was an accident. Anyways, you know what I really can't stand? I can't stand when I post a flyer.
And get crickets. I got you.
No.
In case nobody knew, that meant crickets.
I can't stand when I post a flyer and somebody's asking still, where? What time? What time? What's gonna be there? Who's gonna be there? Who's gonna be performing? That's the number one thing I can't stand is posting a flyer and people are commenting under the flyer. All the information that's on the flyer. Like, why?
Yeah.
Another thing that it's not that I can't stand it, but it is a pet peeve or something that just bothers me sometimes is I like to start shows on time. I really do. I'm just that type of person. I need stuff on time. Like, oh my God. I don't like when things are not started on time. I don't like having people wait long periods of time.
Right.
So that's something that I'm definitely working on for the future, getting people to be there on time. Because the people that are on time, we don't want to make them wait. So speaking of, we will be at the Artist Cafe this Friday at 8 o'clock. Please be there. All right, anyway, that's one pet peeve.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll be there.
Yes, we got the band this time, so I'm about to go in.
Okay.
I'm about to be doing both of my albums.
Is Ansonia tomorrow?
Ansonia is on the 30th of November.
On the 30th. Okay. I keep forgetting.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know why. I'm like so scared to miss Ansonia that it's like every week I'm thinking I'm going to your page to check when it's.
Yep, it's on the 30th. And we're actually speaking is starting an event on December 9th, another event. So I'm actually debating if we want to cancel Ansonia and move it to and just let people know about the new one. Um this is exclusive here in this radio interview because I ain't even saying nothing about it yet.
Oh,
There's some big news that we do have coming that I really believe that everybody's gonna love, and it's oh my god, I'm just so excited about it. As soon as that fire pop out, oh girl, I'm about to be releasing that line. We gonna be
ooh,
outside. But more than likely, I'm not gonna cancel Insomnia because me, I don't cancel events. I don't like that. So um, that's one thing is the on time thing.
yeah. I'm still trying to figure. We are still trying to figure that out. You know, it's like shows start later and doors are open at 9, but show don't start till midnight,
Yeah.
and then the club close at 1. So it's like,
And then everybody wants to make sure they have a good time. I'm sorry, a decent time performing. And this is the thing: we need you to be on time so we can
yes,
start on time, so we can have
right,
another time. Yeah. So that's a pet peeve there. Um,
yeah,
I feel like speaking is created to help make an artist better, and we do ask artists to bring USBs because we like to prepare them for the future because when they are at bigger shows they have to be prepared even if the DJ does have their music. If anything was to happen, we want them to start getting ready and to know to always have a USB on hand. This is why we really do push it because we can have emails, but it's just for one thing it's a memory thing, and two thing it's I mean the second thing is that we want to help prepare people for the future. So as that was probably two pet peeves for like a event coordinator. Let me think of two on the other side. As an artist, I would say the same thing. Actually, we could just split that in half because that on time thing goes for both sides.
right, right,
I need stuff to start on time. Especially because like at the beginning of I don't eat until after I'm done performing. It's just a fasting type of thing. I can't help it. So I need stuff to start on time. Otherwise, I'm gonna be hangry AF.
And I know a couple of artists that are like you that they don't eat, they don't drink, they don't nothing until afterwards because you don't
After
want
the
to
show.
accidentally burp or something during your set because
Not
you're still
even.
processing food. Like, yeah, no, I don't want
Yeah.
to do any of that.
I like to fast because I do say my little prayers and everything. And fasting is more like a sacrifice. So you're giving up eating so you can get your prayer through or something like that. I really don't even
Right,
look at it like a thing. It's kind of accidental because I did grow up in the church and it's something that we was already my parents were already doing. So I think it's just like a natural thing that just comes to me now. Like, oh, I'm just gonna fast today without even saying it out loud. And I just fast.
right.
And then I don't eat till after the show. And then after the show, I'm hungry and I feast.
So this is one last thing, and then I'm gonna let you tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah.
I've noticed because we talked about the supporting you not you but people who don't support but ask for support
Oh, yeah.
and vice versa. So I've noticed lately there's a few people that do shows or have a radio show or
Mhm.
something, and the major complaint, and this is something that I've seen, so I want to know if you've seen it as well. People, artists or anyone doing anything, if you are in an event, why aren't you promoting that event? I didn't see you mention that one, so that's why I was like, I gotta go to it because she didn't mention that one.
I like to mind my business. I don't want to piss nobody
I'm
off.
like, how are you performing somewhere, but you're not sharing the flyer. You're not letting people know, hey, I'm gonna be here or
See,
there.
Kai, this is what I be talking about. This is what I was briefly saying earlier. This is how I lose friends. Because people have a hard time separating me as a business person and as their friend. And I'm always going to be your friend, but when it comes to business, I'm always going to be a business person and I'm going to let you know what you're not doing. If you want to get paid, you need to be able to be doing the amount of work that you are required to do in order to get
Right.
paid. Like, just because you're doing this for the show, I'm not going to be specific because I don't want to piss
Right.
nobody off. Like I said, if you're doing something specific for I'm only saying this because I recently had a conversation about this with somebody, and I don't want to, like, if they're
Yeah.
watching,
I
I
don't
don't.
know who it is. So listen, I brought up this subject, not her. Okay.
Okay. All right. So thank you. All right. So basically, I I'm a very outspoken person, and that can cause me to lose a lot of friends because I I speak whatever I feel sometimes, and sometimes I can't
Right.
hold back, especially if it has to do with my business. So if you're asking me, or if I'm paying you for a certain service and I'm not getting that service, I'm going to consistently say something until it's done, remind you, or I'm gonna find somebody else to do it.
Right. Right.
And yeah. So yes, that is definitely a pet peeve, especially if somebody is looking for a certain amount, they want a certain amount of money, they want the event to go a certain way. If you want this, you have to actually put that energy out to get that back, because I
Right.
can't do as much alone, which is why I had to build a team for speaking, like, because we're going to be way bigger than what we already been. So if that's the case, we have to be honest with each other, and if anybody feels some type of way about it, then that's a person that doesn't have to be on the team. And
Right. Right.
that's how we lose people. If you're not, you gotta share a flyer. You want to get paid, share a flyer. And I had a really great conversation the other day with Mike. uh I'm oh shoot, it done X'd out. My bad. I had a really good conversation with Mike Connolly. I think it's O'Connolly. I think that's how we say his last name. I just know his name is Mike. But I had a really great conversation with Mike, and he gave me a lot of really helpful things for my future. And that right there alone is something that was confirmation to me, that he was saying, like, hey, if you're using a promoter and the promoter has not promoted the event, you're not paying the promoter.
Right.
He said, if you're using a musician and the musician does not complete their full set, you're not paying them for the full set. So he just was going through everything with me and was saying, hey, I see what you're doing. You're doing this right. You're doing this right. You're doing this right. But if you want this to be better, you have to stop doing this.
Right.
Stop doing this. Stop doing this. And that's the number one thing. Like, everybody always wants money, or they want something else from the business, or they want to gain from you, but they don't want to help you improve or increase or get more people, or, like,
Yeah. No one wants to help the show be as good as it could be. They just want to show up
they want to
and and,
benefit.
and be. Yeah. I'm just here. Like, I'm just here. You want to be on the flyer, but I'm just here. Like, oh, they didn't even make a flyer for me. But you don't want to share said flyer. So what is the purpose of even having a flyer made? You post it one time and that's it. It's just like, you
That's the
know,
thing.
I don't get it. And everybody wants to get paid, but nobody wants to put in the work to get paid. Like,
Exactly.
you're not nobody came to the show for you. If they gave you tickets to sell, you couldn't sell but maybe one or two, but you want $200 to come and get paid, but you aren't bringing anybody to the show.
Exactly.
So why should a promoter pay you?
Exactly. And this is why. It's because a lot of people are superstars, or they're in a superstar mindset and just thinking, hey, if you see me on a flyer, you're going to come.
Right.
I only know this. I only know this because I can 100% say that I was guilty of that one time, and I had to learn from that. I'm like, all right, well, um I got to tell you, it was an event that I really didn't want to do like that, but I did do it. I'm not going to get into details, but that event, I didn't want to do it. But I did want people to come, but because I was so upset about it, I forgot to promote it. And
Right.
that's where that energy comes from. Is like, when you're saying stuff out loud, you're really not gonna do what you're supposed to do for something. So
Right.
it could come from that. So um yeah, I had to learn from that. And I was like, well, I'm gonna share it, and then if anybody wants to come, then they'll come if they see me on the flyer. And that doesn't work like that. It really does not work like that. Like some people don't see the flyer. You have to really like go out and reach out to people and tell them where you're
Yeah.
gonna be and stuff. And I really had to learn that. I had to
Yep.
learn that over the years. Like it's really not about who's on the flyer. It's about what you're saying to people and how you getting them there.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So I want to thank you for being my first guest. I am so super excited. I was saying all of the bad words that you told me I should not be saying, but I got them out of the way with my therapist who exactly said everything that you said. Stop saying that. Stop doing this. You're putting that energy out into the world. You're gonna feel all those things because you said you. I was like, yeah, but MBS Malay is gonna be there with me, so I know it's gonna go good
Exactly.
because she
Let me
is a
find out I could be a therapist.
conversationalist.
Let me find out I could be a therapist. Okay, I'm outside. Okay.
I'm saying you are repeating everything that she has been telling me. So I'm just saying, you may have a new
Okay.
career to add to your resume.
I'm saying, girl, I'm about to put something else on my resume. Okay.
So let people know where they can find you, how they can support you, what you have coming up that artists or guests. Like we love having artists in the audience, but we don't want to sing to just artists. So we need some guests who like good music to come as well. So how can people support?
All right, guys. So my name is MBS Molay. It stands for Naturally Beautiful and Sophisticated. I am everywhere on Instagram, Facebook. I deleted my Twitter because I was saying some wild stuff on Twitter. I had to delete it. All right. So anyway, I got YouTube. I'm everywhere. All right. This Friday we are at the Artist Cafe at 8 p.m. You have me for a 2 hour set. So that's like singing for 2 hours. So like, you don't
Yes.
come through and you don't get tired of my voice. I got you. All right. So anyway, um, we will be doing a lot of my songs, my originals. I'm so excited about that, man. Shout out to the
Yes.
Artist Cafe. I really love doing my songs that I wrote. It really makes me feel good. Um, so we'll be doing a 2 hour set of that. Jerome will be there, Trevor will be there, Jess will be there. We have a couple of new background singers, but they're not background singers because they're really singers, but they're gonna be joining as background singers for us. Sharon and my girl Erica. They're gonna be joining us um just as long as we get through these practices this week, but
If you
they're
see me
they're
looking down, I am typing what you are saying so people know where to find you.
Oh, say no more. So this Friday, yes, we are at the Artist Cafe at 8 p.m. Please be on time, guys, because I started on time last time. I started exactly at 8 p.m. Okay. And we ended exactly at the time we were supposed to. So
Yes.
don't come late because you think it's like CP time or whatever, because I don't run on CP time. I run on real time. So yeah, hallelujah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have an event coming up on November 30th. Either the location's gonna be changed from Ansonia to another place, or we might just switch it and let you just come to our newest event, which is gonna be on December 9th, and that's gonna be in New Haven. So it's actually a couple of minutes away from the Ansonia spot. And guys, I cannot wait to tell y'all about that because that spot is so beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm trying not to release too much right now because, ooh, girl, that flyer coming. But yes, I'm very excited because I'm actually going to be collabing with DJ Michelle B and Jeanette Christie. If you guys don't know who Jeanette or Michelle is, y'all gonna have to find out today. Obviously, Michelle B is a DJ. She does karaoke's every Wednesday that I try to be at all the time, but I can't
Yes.
because it's in Connecticut. So y'all go support my girl Michelle B. She's at Maddie B's on Wednesdays at karaoke. She's gonna be joining me for this event on December 9th. And Jeanette, she also has a lot of events that she throws. She's a dancer, and she also throws a
Okay.
lot of events as well. I can't wait to tell you guys about this new thing that we have planned. It's dope. This other stuff that I have, but it's not clicking right now. Those are the very important ones, though. The burlesque show, though, on Saturday, girl. Woo! That shit, I mean, that crap was so good, girl. It was so good.
Was it? I'm so mad that I missed it. But no, don't you have what is it? The sneaker is it sneaker ball?
Oh my
Don't
God,
you
how could I forget it? No, it's a snowball.
snowball.
So
Snowball.
Guys, how could I forget about that? Oh my God.
I'm like,
Anyway,
wait,
so
I know there was something else coming up.
December 23rd, 2023, we will be at the Portuguese American Club for Speaking Eats 5-year anniversary. We do have tickets on hand, but we also have tickets in the Eventbrite page. I do want to say real quick that the tickets are only $35. Only $35. But if it's the money that's an issue, please don't let it be an issue. If you need to talk to me and you need the ticket for a lower price, because I understand we're in a recession and stuff, hit me up. All right. Because I am more than open and willing to give you a ticket if you really want to be there and you can't afford it. You don't have to say you can't afford it, just ask for a ticket. Okay. Just I don't need to know your business. Just hit me up and say what's up. The ticket does come with the buffet. It comes with a gift bag. It comes with your free entry into the pre-party because we're doing a karaoke pre-party with
Ooh.
DJ Michelle B. So if you want to come to the karaoke party, it is free. If you get your ticket also has a raffle at the end of it. When you rip the raffle and come in, you get to put your ticket inside of the hat. And then because we have a show or a program for this event, we are not doing an open mic, but we are gonna set a piece of the show for people that do want to perform. So what we're gonna be doing is drawing names from that hat, like 5 or 6 names, maybe up to 10, just all depending on the vibe that day. We will be pulling out a few names from the hat so people can perform because it's not an open mic,
Oh, that's cool.
but it's gonna welcome you to perform if you want to perform. So
Got you.
your ticket
Yes.
is only $35. If you
And
get
that is
something
not bad.
today because you listen to Kai's show, if you get it today, I can give you a ticket for $30. Okay, $5 off. All right,
Come on, y'all.
$5 off. All right,
Get
hit
your
me up.
tickets. Get your
Hit me up.
tickets. And this is
Yeah,
in Springfield, Massachusetts. But the Portuguese Center, that's in Chicopee, right?
Chicopee.
Yes. So Springfield, Chicopee, Holyoke, that whole area, Hartford, you guys are only like 20 minutes away.
Yes.
Enfield, come on, y'all are like a throw from Springfield. Let's not even play. Come on, y'all.
I'm
West
saying, right?
Springfield, Agawam, all of y'all, surrounding city, even Amherst, you're not that far from Chicopee. Get your tickets. Come on down to Springfield this
Come on
Friday. If you have
down.
not been to the Artist Cafe on Main Street in Springfield, it's 1365 Main Street in Springfield. Y'all need to get down there. If you're looking for a place to do your work during the day, hop on down there, have a cup of coffee, sit down. They have internet, but make sure that you check out what they do on the weekends. This weekend, Malay is going to be there, and the Pitts Brothers. If you have never seen the Pitts Brothers play, bring your behind down. Let's go. Come on
Come
in.
through. Come through. Thank you so
Pop
much for
through.
letting me be part of the show because I had a really
I'm
great
so grateful that you said
time.
yes. I was like, I don't know
Of
who else I'm
course.
gonna ask if she doesn't say yes. But
Of course. Of course.
so we're
Of
hoping to
course.
get Dre Zounds and Yelly B up here next.
Oh, I'm watching that
I'm
one. I can't wait.
hoping to get them for next Monday. We won't put it out into the universe. I've asked them, so it's out into the universe.
You're gonna get them. You're gonna get them, and they're really cool. Oh my god, I
Oh
love
my
Yelly and
goodness.
Dre.
They are
I
so
love
talented as
Yelly and
well.
Dre.
Springfield
Yeah.
has a lot of talent. This area, this whole New England area has a lot of talent. We just got to get people to get on the same page so that we can blow up this area. So, yeah.
Yes, we
But
will.
thank you for tuning in.
Of
We love
course.
you
Thank you
guys.
for
Make sure
inviting
y'all go and check out
me.
my girl, please. Make sure y'all go check her out. And I will
Dymond
see you back
Butterfly.
here. Yes, I will see you back here next Monday,
Butterfly.
11:30 to 1 p.m. Stay tuned because at 2 o'clock, um, Girl Chat is here. So y'all come back at 2 o'clock for Girl Chat. It's not with me, but there's another host. Make sure that y'all subscribe to Trailblazers Radio right below because there are several hosts. There's shows going on all week. And this Wednesday, it will be my husband's T Way to the Point. Every other Wednesday, we do a show together, Sofa Chat. So there's 3 different shows that between me and my husband, you can check us on. But like I said, Trailblazers Radio has a lot of different shows. And I'm hoping to be able to start going live from some place. So maybe on Friday, maybe I'll record
Oh,
your
please.
show.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And maybe I could play it on a different day. Yes. Maybe
That'll
that's
be
what we'll do.
dope. Oh, my
Yes.
God.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
All right. Can't
I
wait,
love that.
then.
Love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Have fun, Malay, and you get your butt back here safely when you come back.
When I come back, who knows when that will be? No, okay. Later.
I'll see you Friday.
Friday.